Hi, good morning, everybody. I don't know, this is March 26th, and we've had some surprise babies, and because they were surprises, we've had some loss. But all of these guys, Ruby there, all of her babies are good. She's still got 10 left. We've lost 5 of them. And then Minnie decided to have some. I think she had 9 and she still got 4. And then, if you'll bear with me, Boss Hog had some more, and I don't know how many she had, but she had some bad loss. And it's mostly my fault. As you can tell, it's muddy out here. Rained 3 days this week. This is Saturday morning. It's a muddy mess out here. So, anyway, that made things difficult. Yesterday, it wasn't raining, but it was a dreary day. Come over here, show you, see if we can see minis, or not minis, but boss hogs. I think she's got them all over here, so we're not gonna get too close. She has still got 4. I think you can see them. There's one there, maybe you can see. She lost. We got these little guys, and they're a problem. Because they're still nursing. I don't want to wean them quite yet. I'm going to give them another week. But they're everywhere. Running around, fussing at each other, and just playing and enjoying life. But I think the babies we have left are probably safe now. They've had some colostrum. This guy's thinks he's gonna be friendly, and they want to be friendly. But anyway, as I was saying before I got distracted by cute baby pigs, the new ones have had colostrum. They're a couple days old now. No, today's Friday. It's not Saturday, but it is the 25th, I believe. So let me see if I can get back across here without disturbing these mamas that are laying down with their babies. Not only do they need to eat, but they need that body heat for warmth. This little guy here is snuggling up with sausage. But anyway, so like I said, we've had some loss, way more than we should have. If I would have known, learned something, which is important. We got all these guys here in a muddy mess. We got to change that pin around a little bit. But let me switch this around. Okay. Like I said, we got to do some things. It's just hard to get things done when it's muddy. And that's no excuse. Like I said, them sows, they got bred while they still had pigs nursing on them. Wasn't aware that was possible. So, learn something. So, we are going to have to get Deuce a bachelor pad set up, which is probably going to be an experience because he's had over a year with these girls. So, and he's a big boy. Getting him separated might be a chore. And you know, the big problem is he's been with them, and he's better with the babies than the sows are. He's more gentle with them. But I did not want these this soon. I mean, the last litter off those sows is barely 4 months old now. So again, lesson learned. But me and Ethan gotta shuffle some trailers around, and I'm gonna stop, switch this back around a second. Okay, so you can see it's muddy here, and there's our feed trailer. Yep, that's it. Okay. And now that we got the little trailer hitch for the back of the tractor, this makes this easier. But you know, we like to have the feed close to where we feed the pigs. Well, in order to get it there, we've got to go through this. Now, this is all rutted up from the tractor. We've moved the trailers around, loaded out pigs. We've sold out all of our feeders that we had available over the last 2 weeks. And so we've been dragging the other trailer through here. Yeah, the horse trailer. Loading pigs out because we couldn't get a truck back in here. I didn't want to try. We could get it in there, but I wasn't sure we'd get it out. It's the rainy season here. So you get up here, it's not too bad. And then on out, we got a good solid drive in there. But for here, from about here on, it gets a little muddy. This is pretty solid until you get back to there. Looks like may have some more rain coming, I don't know. But anyway, so I'm gonna stop for now because Ethan's the #1 farmhand. He's getting a little impatient to get things done. We got to run to town, get groceries. Now that I'm semi-retired, you know, that's part of my job around here. It's getting groceries and running errands. I'm gonna switch. Okay, here we are. You know, as I was saying, my job, I run errands and take care of pigs. Although I got some pretty good help on that, taking care of pigs with the #1 farmhand. And said after we go to town and get the groceries, then we got to come back, hook the truck up to the feed trailer, which we're going to get the feed trailer out of there here as soon as I stop yammering on at y'all. And there'll be a little more to this video later on, just because I want to talk about something that's got me a little pissed off. Pardon my language. But and it should, just cause I can't think of a better word than pissed off, or a better phrase. It should piss you off. I mean, so before I get off on that rant, I'm gonna have to get out here and get something done. So I'll be back after a while for that rant. Okay, everyone. Well, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I promised y'all something that's probably gonna piss you off. Maybe, I don't know. It does me. It really bothers me. Our sitting president, apparently last night, and I've looked this up on several sources. I mean, yeah. And he made the statement that food shortages were coming. Well, we're already seeing food shortages. Now, they're not, not drastic, but it's just not what we're accustomed to seeing in the United States of America. And the reason that this makes me mad, shouldn't be happening. It really should not be happening. You know, I live out here in the country, and you can drive 5 minutes from here at the most and find land that's not being used for anything. It's just sitting there, and that's not government-owned land, which I think the government owns way too much. But anyway, I do enjoy the parks, whether they're federal or state, whatever. I enjoy them. But still, you know, we got to have food. And somebody driving by waving at me. Anyhow, just like I said, you can drive around out in the country and see land that's not used. You can drive around town and see land not used. I mean, it's a waste. I mean, and I see so many people that don't have any connection to their food, none whatsoever, and that's a shame. And it just, like I said, it just makes me mad that this country has to rely on foreign countries for our food. At one time, we fed the world. I mean, we had almost everything you could eat. Now, man, that might be an exaggeration, but we could survive on what we grew here. I mean, it just, we had the people that could do it. They had the knowledge, and we did it. And there's a lot of things that are the reason for that. Well, dang, I got pigs out. Okay, well, anyway, I'll deal with them here in a minute. I got to go get the number one farmhand, and he'll be mad, saying bad words. But anyway, yeah. This is about the fourth time this group pig's been out today. I don't know what their problem is, but we're going to go deal with it here in a little bit. Anyway, back to my rant. Just, there's no excuse for us to run out of food because our government says we can't buy it from Russia. We shouldn't be buying it from Russia to begin with. It just boggles my mind why we're that way. Why are we the way we are in this country? I mean, I've been thinking, and here's my opinion. Again, my opinion. For decades now, we've been trying to raise our kids to be administrators, executives, white-collar jobs. We wanted to be the people that handled everything for the world. We didn't want to get our hands dirty. We just, wanted our kids to do better than us, I guess. I don't know. And, yeah, I believe in, I want my kids to do better than I've done. But at the cost of depending on our food on another country. And then, having a shaking fit here. China, they own the majority of our pork production. The processing, the major processing facilities. And why did we let that happen? I mean, money, yeah, of course, and I can't blame people for wanting to make a profit. I believe in making a profit. I believe everybody should be able to make a profit. I believe everybody should be working to make a profit. But I think we got a little hung up on globalism for another thing, and it's biting us now, or it's getting ready to bite us hard. So, just like I said, the fact that there are going to be food shortages in the United States of America, that's not right, people. That's not right. Now, I can tell you something here at our not so little house on the prairie. We're not going to have a shortage of food. Now, it ain't going to be the food, We may get tired of eating pork chops, may get tired of eating eggs, may get tired of eating chickens. But we're going to have food. And I think there's a growing group of people out there that feel the same way I do. That they're tired of not knowing what's in their food. Now, here's the part that's worrisome. The government's already cracked down a little bit on some of these smaller processors around, and during when everybody was scared to death they was going to die from that stuff. But it's crazy, and I'm just hoping that the government leaves us alone. The small producer like me, I may farrow 100 baby pigs this year at the outside. Maybe, I don't know. Things may escalate here quick. I don't know. I'm not real sure. I'm not planning on that many. But you never know. And on a brighter note, I've sold quite a few pigs. I think about 15 to 17 in the last 2 weeks as feeders. And some of them went to people who are going to raise them and either sell them whole halves, or, one family came down and bought some from us, and they sell cuts at a farmer's market up by Kansas City. But I've had several first-timers buy from me. I've got a litter of 10 baby pigs are 3 weeks old this week, today. And out of the 10, 8 of them are spoken for. And I know that 2 of those people are first-timers. This is the first time they've had pigs. I had a family come up last weekend, bought 3 from us. They ended up buying 3 gilts. The first time they'd ever had pigs. And, I talk to these people a little bit, and I try to help them what I can. I'm not an expert by any means, but I try to help them. But I kind of get the same feeling from all of them. And I've spoke to people. I've got call her an associate of mine that, also raises pigs, but she raises ducks and chickens and all kinds of things. And she's in the process of buying an auction house. Anyway, I went over to that auction house, watched the auction, and I was kind of surprised about how things were selling. And stick with me, I'll get around to the point here. And small animals were selling, rabbits, $25 a piece, for breeding age does, big breeding age does. I saw a breeding trio of geese sell for $150. And chickens selling for, $5 to $10. Roosters, not laying hens, but roosters, and not what I would typically consider a meat type chicken. They can all be eaten. They all, taste like chicken. But, and I mentioned that to her. We exchanged some messages back and forth. And she said people are scared. But at that same auction, I saw some cows go through, and they went through cheap. At least I thought cheap from what I was hearing about beef prices. And I brought that up. She said, well, she felt that the reason was a beef is harder to process than a rabbit or a chicken or a goat, which that makes sense. So I'm thinking, and that there are some people out there like myself that kind of want to know where their meat's coming from, and kind of looking for maybe a little extra money on the side, maybe, you know. So that gives me hope, that we've got. I'm looking around for pigs. Sorry. That there's a number, and it's a growing number of people around me, and I don't know. I think I've been selling pigs. People have been coming from, I think it's probably safe to say, 150-mile radius of me, coming here to buy pigs. They're seeing me on pig groups on Facebook, telling people I got pigs, and they're checking out my Facebook page, which is, if you don't know, Hal and Harry on the Prairie on Facebook. So, I don't know. Still mad that the United States of America is going to have worse food shortages than we are now. I just don't understand it. And without getting into all the conspiracy theories and everything else, which those abound, some of them make sense, some of them don't. But it gets under my skin. And there's no reason for it. But maybe it's changing. Maybe there's enough people that are wanting to get back to growing their own food. It doesn't take a huge piece of property to grow a bunch of food. My mom and dad, when I was growing up in the 70s, yeah, I'm old. Doesn't seem old to me, but anyway, get back on topic. They had 5 acres. They put out a huge garden. I mean, it was probably 20 yards wide by 50, 60 yards long. And they grew enough vegetables in that garden to last us for pretty much a year. Dad had as many as 25 head of pigs and a milk cow and usually a calf. So, if you go back through my videos, if you hadn't watched them, go back, and I talk about that quite often. Going to a friend's house and they're eating bologna, and I'm like, oh, cool, you guys get bologna. And they say, what? I said, yeah. I said, we can't afford bologna. What? Well, what do you guys eat? We get stuck eating steak, and pork chops, and ham. What? But we had it because we grew it. And, so I was raised. And I think more people ought to be raising their families that way. The land's there. Now, like I said, you don't need 100 acres to raise that. We raised all that. They raised 3 kids and countless cousins and friends of us. And, they helped to raise them. So, you don't need a lot of land. It can be done. And nowadays, they, on cows, they have these miniatures that don't need nearly as much food. So, and there's always goats. I'm not too awfully interested in goats myself. Kind of kicking around a milk goat, but probably not. But anyway, this is probably getting to be a long video with everything else I put on. And I need to wrap it up. Maybe I'll put out a video later on. It's a little more comprehensible. Excuse me. So, anyway, I'm going to get off here, go try to get pigs put back up again. I don't know what them things' problem is. I think they figured out they can get out, so they're going to get out. Happens once in a while. We hadn't had any major problems in a while. So I'll look out for each other, help each other out when we can. Let's all pray. The world needs lots of prayers now.